Yeah, and what I think you just laid out too is just this really incredible trajectory of what's happened to the industry since the early 90s when, sort of the what I would call the mega funds of today really started at the beginning of this massive asset cycle, which is the institutionalization of the business. It was just, you just laid it out, right? Like, these businesses were, sort of have evolved over a 20, 30 year period. And what's really compelling is like, we're pulling apart each part of the investment cycle process, managing the risk, executing on the trade, managing the portfolio, understanding the stock, understanding the fundamentals. Like, those are all different components inside of a lot of these firms, and packaged and executed in different ways in different shops, depending on where your competitive advantage sits. But like, it is fundamentally the evolution of, an industry that started with a couple of big managers back in the early 90s. These businesses are massive, and it's the institutionalization of the business, which is, it's a fascinating thing because, the job of those big shops is to always be living in the alpha space, and always fight beta. And what's cool about that is, and we talked about this, in our pregame, they're always innovating to stay in the alpha space. But as things institutionalize, things naturally become beta. Right? So they're constantly pushing and innovating and developing tools and tool sets and people, right? This is still a people business, It's a really interesting time in the business and the space, right? So like, I think there's gonna be a massive amount of transformation over the next, call it 12 to 36 months from all the stuff that's happening in generative AI and some of the other tools. And you guys are, on the bleeding edge of that, which is really cool.
Hedgineer.